What's on my mind, KB? Oh, nothing. Salute, salute. I'm not gonna be here for a long time. Just gonna be here to get to the quick. Let me share the screen. I just went out tonight, enjoying myself a little second. I got scared. Somebody scared the hell out of me. I ain't gonna lie. hmm You know, I'm Googleable. When you Googleable, that shit make you nervous. I'm nervous when I'm Googleable. Mhm. Mhm. Y'all come on in here. I got Pink Book Lessons video. We're going to do this under fair use. Fair use, fair use. And we're going to do this real quick. Charlie Kirk's wife is pretty much telling Candace Owens to back off. And they're pretty much trying to make Candace Owens seem like this conspiracy theorist and not this well established journalist who does her due diligence and makes sure what she's saying is credible. Or if she makes a mistake, she apologizes. But I guess we live in a world now that you make a mistake, then you're forever discredited. That means nothing you can ever say is right. And to me, it's interesting that Charlie Kirk's wife is asking, I think she's asking Candace Owens to stop talking and stop asking questions. And Charlie Kirk's stance was to keep asking questions. So it's all about who we like, who we believe, but let's keep going.
He answered absolutely zero as far as the whole Erica Kirk conversation yesterday. That's right. The whole narrative just went kapooey. You got hoodwinked, you got bamboozled because you're listening to a conspiracy theorist spew a bunch of hatred with absolutely zero evidence. That's right. She even stumbled around the whole Egyptian plane thing, and now she knows that Tyler was actually the person that did it. You guys can conspirize all you want. She was grifting every single one of you. So stop watching her for clicks, engagement, and for ad revenue. She's not worth it. Move on.
Now, I don't care what nobody say. This is not going to make anybody move on. When something doesn't make sense and the public can see it, you're not going to make anybody just move on. That episode after the Erica Kirk Candace meeting, Candace had over 110,000 people waiting for her to come on the screen. Over 300,000 people watching the stream.
Did y'all hear what she just said? Candace Owens had 150,000 people waiting for her to go live for live views. She had over 300,000 people watching. So, you know what that says? That says to me that she's caught the eyes of a lot of people. They're going to hold her accountable in a way that damn near her opinion becomes law. The masses and the people that be is not going to want her to have an opinion because so many people are going to hear her opinion and may share her opinion. So her following and the large number of people in today's society, when you have a large number of people watching you, then to me it seems like you no longer have an opinion. You they're going to make it to where they tell you, hey, well, I know it's just your opinion, but you have a large following. It's like, so what? I have a large following. I still have an opinion. And so she's going to have to be very, very careful. I saw an interview with Piers Morgan, and Piers Morgan is an educated man, very intelligent. And she tried to tell him maybe 2 or 3 times, and I'll go over it tomorrow. She tried to tell him later today. She tried to tell him 2 or 3 times, hey, you're trying to take me out of context. I was just saying in the context that we were talking that if we're talking about JFK's assassination, and so many people were involved from the inside, then if that's the case, then if we look at this assassination with Charlie Kirk, then that means somebody on the inside of Blexit or whatever, or Turning Point had to be involved. So then he goes, "Are you saying somebody from Turning Point USA helped kill Charlie Kirk?" And she was like, "No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if we're going to compare the two, then this is what it is." But he seemed to not be able to understand that part. But with Candace Owens having 350,000 live viewers, um, I'm not going to just say that that's more than mainstream media. I'm just going to say I assume that that's more than mainstream media. I can't think of a show, other than the Super Bowl, uh, that you have 350K live viewers at that time. That is amazing. So shout out to Candace Owens. It shows that she's doing remarkable journalism and work. She's not just saying what the masses want to hear. And shout out to the people, because people are seekers of knowledge now with the information age. They're not just huddling up in their little groups and being afraid. Because what happens is, and I'm not saying that to me, the groups are destroying us. And the reason why the groups are destroying us is because we all used to have a group. This is a tribalistic type of society. But here's what happens. Now the groups are destroying us because we have a leader in said group. And said group don't want to look bad. So said group make sure that everybody in the group has to mind. Everybody in the group has to go along to get along. Joe Budden's even talked about it. Joe Budden said, we need to make sure we know the Negroes that are down and not down. I have to play that video. I've been sick. But Joe Budden said it out of his mouth. He said, the Black community needs to be notified of who's down and not down. That is that house Negro mentality, that slave catcher mentality. That is keeping Black folks. That is the go along, get along game. I'm not going to say my true opinion because I don't want other Black people to hold me accountable and kick me out of the Black, I don't know, the Black community and make me feel ostracized. So I'll just go along to get along. So what Joe Budden said, I challenge directly, and I challenge, just whatever, indirectly, directly. I would love to have a conversation. And what happens is with podcasters and YouTubers and people, they all try to disrespect each other. I'm not trying to disrespect Joe Budden. I literally want to ask him, hey, brother, do you not know you're setting a precedent by saying this? You're basically going to send us back to Jim Crow, segregation. You're basically saying you want certain people to tell you who are the Black folks and the white folks we should deal with, and the rest of them we should isolate. We're going to go back to segregation. And I would just love to have a conversation around it, not nothing else, just that. Just not me dissing them, not me trying to big boy them, just a conversation. That's it. No debate, no drama. Just, hey, you said a statement on the internet, if you will. Why did you say that? And why do you think that way? And do you see that the way that you think can be used to help a racist ideology? Because if I was a racist white man, because white people back in the day thought like Joe Budden, just keep us separated. Then we fought like monsters and dogs to get with white folk. Now we're trying to go back segregated. Don't make sense. So I would love to just, hey, brother, why did you say that? And if that's the case, are you going to be okay with white people leaving the Black community? Because y'all call it white flight. Because if you're saying that you're willing to segregate and find out the certain white people that are cool, then what about them doing the same thing that you're saying? Are you going to call them racist if they repeat the same words that you say and get away from you based on what you say? Are you going to call them racist? And I think he will. That's just me personally. But let's get into this Candace Owens thing, and let's see if we can figure out a common ground of why they want Candace Owens to stop talking.
Nah, nobody's going to just move on because obviously you have way too many people trying to figure out what's going on here. Besides, Charlie said keep asking questions.
You better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free.
Yeah, you better keep asking questions.
Asking questions.
Besides, Charlie said keep asking questions.
You better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free.
Asking questions.
You better keep asking questions because it's the only thing that keeps us free.
Yeah, you.
So no Charlie Kirk fan, not even his wife, should be telling anybody to be quiet if that's this man's legacy and that's what he stood on. If that's his legacy and that's what he stood on, why is anybody telling anybody to be quiet?
You better keep asking questions, especially when you're told not to. And just go along and accept a narrative that doesn't make any sense. So Candace Owens broke the internet once again. Her public dispute with Erica Kirk involving claims Candace made regarding Charlie Kirk. Candace, she's been the lead investigator here, really the whole case, while everybody else was working to cover up. But Candace had questions surrounding the man they arrested for that crime, and at minimum, she made claims that he certainly wasn't acting alone, leading Erica Kirk to tell Candace to stop.
Stop. That's it. That's all I have to say. Stop.
Erica stressed that Candace was making money while targeting people she loved, speaking on employees in her husband's company. She called them her family. And that's another thing. Your family is your husband, your children, your actual relatives, not workers in an organization. You can't even trust your blood family 100% sometimes, but you definitely don't say a company is your family, especially when the way your husband was taken out is questionable. Now, at this point, you can't trust anybody. Your husband was your family over that organization, and things are looking really janky. So people asking questions in this situation is normal. But Erica flew down to Candace to have a face-to-face meeting. The two agreed to a private meeting lasting 4.5 hours. Candace reported that the conversation was productive, noting that Erica, quote, owned the lies coming from Turning Point USA, again, according to Candace. Erica also clarified that Charlie had in fact sent messages to multiple people the night before he was taken out about being lined up, a detail she previously contested. After that meeting, Candace said they have open lines of communication, and it's safe to say people didn't like it at all. They think Candace sold out or they threatened Candace to stop talking, but Candace came out and denied those allegations.
Okay, you guys are crazy. You guys are absolutely crazy. The amount of people who attacked me for sending out a tweet being like, hey, I'm good, I'm alive. We had a very productive conversation. And they were like, she got the call. She got the call. She's betrayed us. She's doing something else. I can't believe it. This has all just been a show. Calm down, okay? What do you think happened? Erica said, stop. And then I was frozen for 4 hours and 30 minutes, just like.
Yeah, that's what most people think. You're black, so you got to have a handler. So most people think you only can have an opinion based on what somebody tell you to have. So a lot of people don't think Candace Owens is formulating these own thoughts and her own opinions. It's coming from her husband. It's coming from this person. It's coming from that person. So they thought that she can make her actually stop. I don't think anybody can make Candace Owens stop, but God and maybe Candace Owens. And maybe her children. I don't know. Maybe her husband. I don't know. But even if she could test him, I don't think he can make her stop. Like, this woman doesn't seem to be the type of woman that if she's determined by something that she's going to stop. That's the last thing I think she's going to do. So, yo, Kwame, play the Josh Hart video. What Josh Hart video? I'll see if I can find it. But yeah, Candace Owens is definitely not going to freeze. I don't think she's going to sell out because I don't think it's nothing for her to sell into. The black community already said that she ain't really black. T.I. really came at her. A lot of people came at her. So I don't think she has nothing to sell in or out of. I think she just says what she thinks based on the knowledge and understanding that she has, and she goes with that. I don't think it's made to offend. I think it's just normal. She does the research. She thinks she's right about what she's saying. She's convicted by what she's saying. And the only thing she's asking is to have a conversation about it and not you take her head off. And what I told you is that we haven't had a conversation in the last like 50, 60 years. We always deflected and made it about something else or made it about a cause or a group. And that's why anytime you say something, you're in line to almost offend a group every single time. Oh, are you talking against black women? No, I talked about this one individual, stupid stank motherfucker I'm talking about. I ain't talking about everybody. I'm talking about her. I had an encounter with this person. It didn't go well. And I'm talking about this individual. You can't say that no more. If she's black, then you're talking about every black woman, every black man. And I think somebody white came up with that in order to control us. This is the stupidest thing in the world. Dana White slapped his wife, and not every white woman in the world felt the slap. Not every white woman felt like saying anything. With us, we're tied. Every black man is tied to this goddamn movie and this narrative of color purple. We beat every woman, all this bullshit narrative. And that every time we do anything, we're made to heal by the entire society and group of women. And I think that's a very bad character flaw. A very bad, maybe not a character flaw, a very bad flaw in what's going on right now. What's going on right now is that we are under attack, especially our men. Our men become successful. One slip up, it's over. I do think men need to learn to cheat respectfully and responsible. Pay a hooker like the white men, because everybody like to say good white men. I know a lot of good white men that are paying for hookers, and they're paying that they stay quiet, and they get to still have their families. They get to still be the guidance counselors at your schools. They still get to be the mentors and the man that they are, even though that they make mistakes. We know that Martin Luther King made mistakes. Every man make mistakes. Every woman make mistakes. But what's happening is every black man is being defined by his mistake. And that shouldn't be the case. Even though Martin Luther King made mistakes, he done some great things that may have not been a mistake. So you got to celebrate people for the things that they've done and be aware of the things that they may have done that are not so great, because we don't want to make perfect people. If we're going to have a society where we say there's no perfect people, then why the fuck do we get mad when we hear about our heroes that are not so perfect? We should automatically know, hey, that's just part of it. Your pastor is probably screwing somebody in your church. Oh, did that hurt somebody's feelings? Is that the reason why your grandma kept saying, don't talk about pastor? You got to learn to chew the meat, spit out the fat. Some people are placed and put in your life to deliver a message. They're not placed there for you to pick apart that person. They're placed there to deliver a message. Did you get the fucking message or not? And that's what we as a society got to move towards. We got to start getting the message. If somebody is saying something that's true, stop trying to be that smart ass that pick apart everything that person is about and just listen to what they're saying. Two things can be true. You could be right that that person that's delivering a message could be a shit person, no good, some bit. But is he right or is she right about what he or she is saying? And I think we need to spend more time examining that, opposed to always trying to be contrary to what someone is saying. There's no such thing as cheating responsibly. We know. But if you're going to be a cheater, then you don't be a cheater like the Michigan coach. See, here you go, Cookie Jones, trying to break apart and disavow what I'm saying. People are going to cheat. And there's some people that protect the hearts of the people that they're being cheated on, that they're cheating on. There's some people that go into the relationship knowing that they're going to be cheated on. And guess what they tell that person? Look, don't you bring no shame or no embarrassment to me or the family, and you could do what you want. And so, okay, how do you bring shame and embarrassment to the family? Let's see. Being the Michigan coach, going out here, giving a girl 55% more than what her salary is, getting told on, then going over to allegedly try to unalive the girl, go to jail, and fuck up your future and your husband's. And your wives. So that would be embarrassing your wife. So cheating responsibly would be if you just paid the service, the tab, or whatever that other individual wanted, and then now you don't have to deal with the backlash of that person feeling slighted or they didn't get what they want. Am I saying for someone to cheat? No. But I'm saying that there's people out there that don't want to bring hurt and disrespect and disgrace to their families, and they say you can cheat, but do not bring no kids. Like there's women out there that say, look, you can cheat on me, but don't bring no outside kids, don't bring no diseases, and don't bring no disrespect to the family. That's what they say. And that's a choice, and that's an agreement between those people. It's not for the world. And that's what's wrong with people. They're always trying to have an agreement for the world. There is no agreement for the world. Your grandma got cheated on by your granddaddy 90,000 times. You got cousins that you damn near slept with because somebody didn't want to tell in your family that your granddaddy been getting down up the street. That's called life. Your grandma might have been the girl that goddamn did her thing. That's life. Y'all don't want no code of conduct for nothing. Y'all just want to tell people, don't say that. Don't say that. When in life, there's a lot of things being said. You can't tell. There's a bunch of people in this world. There's people out there making decisions that you necessarily wouldn't make, but it's their decision to make. Al W say, how about just don't cheat? See, that's an agreement. That's not them cheating though, Al W. If somebody's wife is telling them, hey, look, I know you have a high sex drive. I know you're going to mess with other women. Just don't bring me no outside kids. Just don't bring me no diseases. Da 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 da. You can't tell them how to set up their life, regardless of whether we agree or not. That's what's wrong with people. We keep trying to, y'all don't want to tell the LGBT how to live their life. Y'all don't want to tell the women how to live their life. They can have their body, their choice. But somebody always keep wanting to tell a heterosexual man that want to live the life that he want to live. They always want to seem to tell him that that's not the way to live. I'm confused. I'm confused. As long as those two people or three people have an understanding, that's their life. You can't tell nobody their life. Y'all want to accept everything else, but don't want to accept when a heterosexual person say, hey, this is the life I want to live. I want to live with you and you. Now, if you can accept that, cool. If not, cool. Now, I'm going to find somebody that's going to accept those rules. Why does everybody that's not living like that got to have a situation or a conversation about it? That don't make sense. You want to be married. Be married. This person want to live like this. He or she should be able to live like that. If a woman says it, then it's fine. But if a man says it, he needs to go to jail. This is kind of weird now. I don't want my son to ever fear like he can't live the life that he want to live. In America, it's supposed to be life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. You can't judge Neo for the way that he decides to live if the women in his life understands fully that this is what he wants, that nobody else should be able to say shit. Nobody else should be able to say nothing. But we sit and judge everybody on their situation. But then we got to call a boy a female. We'll do that before we'll let a person that's heterosexual tell another heterosexual person that this is the way I want to live my life. This is crazy. But let's keep it going because Candace Owens has been frozen for a long time. I want to finish what she was saying.
As I just put all of these talking points into my head, that is not what happened. I keep telling you guys, I am not governable.
Listen, Candace said Erica did not buy her in that meeting, but social media, they're still upset she sat down with her in the first place. They don't like it one bit.
I just wanted to clarify that I don't like Candace Owens because of her political views. I like her because she's been saying what a lot of us have been thinking. And essentially, it's that everybody's being weird. The big people are hiding things from the little people, and I don't like that. So do I feel like she's provided us with valid information and receipts? Yes. Do I feel like Candace has been honest with us? Yes. Do I like Candace as a person? Yeah. But do I like that she sat down with Erica Kirk privately? No. No, I do not. And it's not because it's Erica. It's because they did it privately. And perhaps since Erica had already announced it publicly, then Candace just felt the need to address it. And I understand she's an investigator and she needs to get her intel or whatever. But it still just doesn't sit right with me because her whole investigation has been done with the help of the public. Half of the information and intel that she's gotten has been from the public. So why does she need to get it from Erica? And honestly, I would love to stay out of rich people's business, but I'm invested in this. Because I'm going to be honest, I didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was.
I think I need to watch the Candace interview.
Wow, you didn't even know who Charlie Kirk was, but you want to tell the person that know who Charlie Kirk was and that may be emotionally tied to the situation, that may want to get deeper than what you want to get to into this situation, and that some stuff you can't get to the bottom of by having the public there right away. You want to tell her how to do her thing. And you didn't even know this dude? Damn. Unbelievable.
Thing again. Because what do you mean Shabbat Shalom? What do you mean? Started out with her saying, oh, I want to make a correction. You guys should definitely donate to TP, donate to them. You would think after a 4.5-hour meeting with Erica that the episode would have had a lot more details in it. And then a lot of things she's just like, oh yeah, I was wrong about that. Oops a daisy. I was wrong about this. I redact that, but let's keep going. I'm still your girl, And I know a lot of
people. That's called accountability. See, this is what I'm saying, boy. Lord have mercy. You got to be better than Jesus Christ for some of these people to like you. I told y'all, it's all about who we like. These people don't like nobody. The moment you spend time around a person, the moment a person talks more, that person is going to say something you don't agree with. That person is going to say something that is not true, that you have to allow room for that person to correct themselves. And if you don't allow a person to be wrong and correct themselves, and you say that builds character, that shows integrity and character, because it used to be words for a person that can make a mistake and then own up to it. Now it's that if you're wrong, then don't talk no more. I'm still that person. Yes, she's still that person. She owned up to being wrong and she moved on. She's not the person that's going to tell you some information that's not right, let it stay there just to protect her ego and to keep getting paid. She's the person that's going to say, hey, I thought I was right about what I said. I was wrong about what I said. And now that I have new information, let me tell you that I was wrong. Who don't want that type of person around? I want the person to talk strong and bold about what they're saying, or they shouldn't fucking say it. But I also want them to be humble, and that if they happen to be wrong, come out and say you wrong. So I don't agree with you, lady.
People are going to be like, I didn't like her from the beginning. I told you so. She's just bad. I didn't know who she was until the podcast came out. But I had hope. I was like, yes, Candace, she's really going to get to the truth. And now it just seems like it was like a whole big plan.
Candace Owens, are you in danger, girl? blink if you need the people help. Because at this point, you told us that you was going to give us a rundown, and the only thing that we got from you was a Shabbat Shalom. At this point, the world is a stage, and Candace Owens is obviously playing her role, and we are obviously the god audience, because what was that? Here's the thing. It's either her and Erica has the same casting agency, and their little beef that they've been going through for the last few months was one big show, or when she went to that guy meeting, she's seen that her boy Charlie is still here. Do you hear what I'm saying? Because ain't no way you went from this to that, baby, and especially not overnight. We've been on this internet riding for you so hard. We had your back. We was taking up for you. What the hell happened overnight, Candace? I don't know if they set up there and they wrote Candace Owens a nice little check. I don't know if she got a phone call to keep her daggone mouth shut. But whatever it is, it seems like she's compromised, is not giving the same Candace Owens that we seen or heard from 48 hours ago. Something not adding up. Y'all can call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theory, call me all the names y'all want, but that ain't Candace, baby.
Girl,
That's a shame. And she black and beautiful. I'm talking about black, chocolate skin, nice black sister, man. Clean skin, eyes fresh, skin glistening, lips pink, and all of a sudden she don't even fuck with Candace Owens. She said we was riding for you, all because she didn't have no conversation with Candace Owens to understand her strategy. Remember, Candace Owens is a journalist. This is how people pretend like they follow you, but it's all about control. As soon as Candace Owens don't do it the way that these people want her to do it, oh, fuck her. I don't support her no more. How can you ever be liked by everybody? So the people who are liked by everybody in today's society, oh, I take a second look at them, because there's no way possible. With the way that people are wired, there's no way possible.
Y'all can call me crazy, call me a conspiracy theory, call me all the names y'all want, but that ain't Candace, baby.
Girl, everyone thinks we're enemies. You're a genius. We got this in the bag.
It's funny how nobody realizes we work for the same people. I mean, how stupid can society be?
They're so stupid. I think I'm going to hop on the podcast tomorrow and say you're a reptilian lizard person. It should spare us a couple days.
That's perfect. You saw my Fox News interview, right? Everyone thinks my eyes changed. So stupid.
I think we were bamboozled.
And I was very surprised by some of the answers that I got. And I think they were also very surprised when I shared certain intel. This probably should have happened a very long time ago, but I want to tell you guys that I am alive, and I will have the full rundown for you guys tomorrow, what transpired. And yeah, I think it was definitely a very big step in the right direction. So
let's listen to Erica's point of view 3 days ago on the town hall.
Believe that Tyler Robinson murdered your husband? Yes, I do. Why do you think it is so hard for so many people to believe that reality? Because it's too simple. Again, everyone always has to think there's more to the story. Well, sometimes there's not.
We're way too smiley and happy after meeting with someone who has that perspective about what happened to Charlie. I'm telling y'all, like, this is upsetting to me. Okay, look at my neck. Okay, my neck is already patchy because I am grossed out by this whole thing. Because she amped us up for 3 freaking months. Every single episode, like dragging out details, like indisputable facts, like for a fact, I now know Turning Point was involved in this. Everyone removed their money from this diabolical organization now. But then you meet with the person who's the head of this diabolical organization and you're all smiley afterwards and now you're moving in the right direction. And let me tell you what that direction is. America in Israel.
All right, now we got another psychopath that now that she's not. How about she met with the person, came to the conclusion that some of the stuff she said was speculation, some of the stuff that she agreed to, and then got an answer and a reason, for why the story was inconsistent. So therefore, Candace Owens had to take back off the record some of the things that she said, for as, hey, well, if they covering this up, maybe there's this, maybe it's that. You know, this is how conversations work. This is crazy. She definitely in over her head. She tried though. Yeah, and there ain't no one person gonna be able to stop all of this madness. If there is pressure going on, y'all talking about for her to blink twice. If they unalive Candace Owens, ain't none of y'all gonna do jack Judy. Y'all go back to y'all regular everyday life.
Like this. This is the direction, okay? Because that's who's behind her. This is about midterms and the next election and moving forward. So if you think that your vote matters and that your vote counts, you are sadly mistaken, okay? Because these people have plans in place for years. We're talking hundreds of millions of dollars of development plans, expansion plans, tactical plans, military plans. Like, and if you really think that us peons are going to get in the way of their plans by our measly little vote by the two people that they give us to choose from, you're wrong.
Candace Owens just did her post-Erica Kirk conversation live stream, and it reached over 300,000 concurrent viewers at one moment while it was live. The only thing is that Candace came out a little bit different than what she normally sounds and talks like. Essentially, she was feeding us word salad the entire stream, and the chat was off the hook, calling her paid off, controlled opposition, saying she took the check, saying Erica got to her, all of these different things, which if you watch the stream, it kind of did seem like something about Candace was just different. It wasn't her normal controlled,
Okay. This person is fine. He gave a reason why he feels the way he feels. Okay, he was clear and articulate. He didn't just say blink twice or whatever like that. So he came out and said, look, she was obviously different. She was more confident. She gave receipts. And now she came out. She was like this. She was like that. Okay, I'm going to go watch the stream. And I'll do another video on it. Then I'll see if I thought she was different.
Self, if you will. It just seemed a little bit more confusing. And a lot of people left these comments on the video saying, you know, this just doesn't feel right. Something seems off here. And, you know, I know she introed the show with the whole Shabbat Shalom thing, which is a funny joke. But at the end of the day, these people, or not these people, we, the public, are relying on you as a steady source to bring us the facts. And at the end of the day, Candace really didn't bring us any information about the conversation with Erica. It was very surface level. And then she immediately got off topic and started talking about random other things that really had nothing to do with what our main question was. Did you call out Erica to her face? Did you present all of the facts that you presented to us over the last few months? And did you straight up say, listen, this isn't adding up, and it seems like you might be in on it? Because that's what we're all thinking. We're all thinking that. But Candace just came out and gave us a bunch of word salad, and it made no sense. Like, okay, what happened?
If you're feeling confused about how Candace Owens is seemingly like this whole different person after meeting with Erica Kirk, you're not crazy. She's always just been this way. Candace Owens does a really good job at seeing opportunities for when it's a good time for her to make gateway content. She capitalized off the death of Charlie Kirk. And when she does this, you have these moments of like, oh my God, am I agreeing with Candace Owens? You're not. She's making you feel that way so that when she comes back and actually produces content that she truly does believe in, you feel more inclined to believe her and agree with her because you've been agreeing with her for the last couple months since Charlie Kirk died. And now all of a sudden she's saying this weird, crazy It's not new. She's always thought the crazy. She's just been in this gateway mindset for her content for a little while. But now she's back. And if you're a sane person, you're going to stop consuming her content now.
So she took the meeting to show grace and hope that it would go away. And Candace Owens is really going to use it as fuel. You know what happens next, right? She's going to start saying things that happened in that meeting. I hope you recorded it, because she's going to now say she's got new clues and indications because she's getting paid by doing this. I know you used to know her. I've been around her a long time. This is different, and I don't think it's going to end. What does that mean to you? Because she talks about you a lot also.
Yeah, well, I've known Candace since probably 2018, 2019, something like that. So yeah, we've known each other for a number of years. But listen, I haven't talked to her that much really since 2019-ish. And I don't know where her head is, and I'm not going to speculate on where she's going next or whatever. I'm going to just hope that the seeds planted in good faith.
And that's another thing. Chris Cuomo mentioned money, something I'm hearing a lot from the Candace Owens detractors while they're sitting on some news platform or social media platform making money off the same topic. It's called media. And speaking of money, nobody made more money than the people Candace accused of having more information about what really happened. They reportedly made over 9 figures. So why do people keep bringing up money? I mean, they're all getting paid at their job on their show or their podcast. Is the lady supposed to work for free? I'm just saying, what's that all about? I think the biggest issue with Candace sitting down with Erica Kirk is agreeing to do it privately. They definitely should have been transparent with the public and had it recorded or streamed it. And going back to Chris Cuomo, he brought it up. He said, I hope y'all recorded that private meeting anyway, even though it wasn't supposed to be. And the way Andrew was looking when he said it, he was kind of looking like maybe they did that.
She's going to start saying things that happened in that meeting. I hope you recorded it.
But you wouldn't have to worry about secret recordings if it was conducted in the public. That's why it shouldn't have been private. But hey, what I do know is Candace is not going to stop this investigation. And everybody is going to be watching her very close to see if she's switching up. Because the day they see her switching up, that's the day she's going to instantly lose this battle that she said she's going through for the truth. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Tell me what you think about this below. Let me tell you, at this point, I think Candace Owens is public enemy number 1. Remember last week, it was Tim Pool who came for her. If you missed my commentary on that, go ahead and check it out right now. It's coming up on the screen next.
Y'all go check that commentary out about Tim Pool. He went off on Candace Owens. It's like everybody going at Candace Owens. So I want to pray for Candace Owens actually, because it's weird that everybody got an opinion on her. That means that she's doing great work. And that's when normally most people have their opinions. But you guys have a blessed rest of your day, night, whatever this is for you. I am about to go back to sleep. So yeah, you guys have a blessed night. I'm up out of this thing. I'm gone.